Hey everybody, Casey here. So today I want to talk a little bit about the Boar's Head situation. So a refresher, if you don't mind. The company had a Virginia plant where government inspectors identified more than 65 cases of food safety non-compliance, like instances of mold and insects and liquid dripping from ceilings and meat and fat residue on walls and floors and equipment. Like I think I've said before, yuck. Not surprising, this has been tied to a deadly listeria outbreak, 9 deaths and scores of hospitalizations across 18 states. The recall has grown to be about 7 million pounds of meat. There have been a whole bunch of lawsuits filed. There will be more. And now the plant's been closed permanently, and the company said it's not going to make liverwurst anymore. So I had a morning newsbeat reader who wrote in and said that she had talked to her Boar's Head rep, who she said she liked very much. And he told her that his management maintained that the situation was caused by terrible employees. Got that right? Management is blaming terrible employees. So it's interesting. Fox News did an interview with the plant's former sanitation manager, who apparently was hired in January 2023. January 2023, and was the plant's first sanitation manager. And basically what he told Fox News was Boar's Head had these veteran employees, I guess you could call them. They were not keeping up with the new guidelines and everything. They were kind of following it, but not every little detail that has come out recently. As I tried to establish different ways of cleaning, there was always a lot of pushback. Pushback on old methodology, things they used to do that nobody does anymore. And if you push against management, I think you become a target. Well, and eventually this guy got the ultimate pushback. He was fired in August 2023. He didn't even last a year, and Boar's Head won't say whether or not he was replaced by another sanitation manager at the plant. What a mess. Now listen, it's going to probably take years of investigation and litigation to get to the bottom of what happened here. But it's not great when management starts blaming employees. You know, the people they hired. The blame game is something that nobody ever wins. Now listen, regardless of who ends up being to blame on this, and I suspect there's going to be enough blame to go around, there'll be a lot of people blamed in this. This is a great example, I think, of how companies can lose touch with core values and focus on misplaced priorities. And in doing so, companies run the risk of squandering whatever brand equity they may have built up over a year, a decade, or even a century. And they end up hurting the brand equity of the retailers, in this case, with which they did business. So listen, I think this leads to a question that every business, and especially every retailer, has to ask themselves. Are you in touch with your core values? Are you in tune with your priorities? Do you have your priorities straight? And are you protecting and nurturing and furthering your basic brand equity? But listen, because if you're not doing those things, you may end up like Boar's Head may end up. FUBAR, or in Boar's Head's case, dead meat. Anyway, that's what's on my mind. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.